Hello and welcome. Today we're going to see how to make money on Victoria 3, and you're going to be learning that making money is not all about increasing your revenue, but it's actually more important to decrease your expenses. So we are going to focus first on decreasing your expenses and then to increase your revenue. First, press F4. This will take you to the market. Select your second tab and sort by income. Sort again, and then you will see some trade routes that produce you a loss of money and can sell those routes. Second, check your convoys. You should keep this number very low when you start especially, and as you can see now it's very high because we have just conquered some territory, so we are going to cut down the number of ports to spend less clippers. So we press F3. You then click the deployment, development, F3, development, and we go to the ports. Our first step is going to reduce the usage, change the production method. And as you can see, the first method do not use clippers and therefore is much cheaper, but of course lowers the capacity. And now we are in -20. So we need just one port working, and we are going to do just that. You open the port tab and select, for example, this one that has only one port and change the production method. And we unpause again. And now we are going to see a positive of 21. That is okay for the start. As you can see, we were in -9 and now we are in -5. Change number 3. You press F2 to go to the economy, to the financial tab. You press the first tab, and we have the tax in level 2, and we are going to move it to level 4. Why? Because I just conquered some provinces and they have turmoil and rebels, and I want them to rebel again, because that way I'm going to get rid of radicals and turn down the turmoil a lot. I don't want to spend 4 years incorporating a province and then they start a rebellion. I prefer to pacify them just right away. So also press F2 again. And now we don't need anymore the army because we just won the war. Take the army expensive down to 0, to 1, to level 1, and also the administration to level 1. You need the administration when you want to pass a law very fast. This will increase the speed that you pass laws a lot, but now we are okay and we can keep it at 1. And now we can see we are now in a positive, very low, but a positive. Okay, number 4, bureaucracy. Take a look at this number and keep this number close to 10, 20, 30. And now it's a little bit too high because we have just conquered some provinces from Brazil. So we press F3, we check development again, and we go to the administration centers, and we are going to change them all to the lower method, that they don't use paper. If you lack paper, this will skyrocket your expenses. And we put always, if you can, administration, never clergy. Is a very bad faction, administration. And let's see that the number is positive, so we have more than enough. And as you can see, we are now making some money, 2.6. I don't recommend to disband these centers because they are too expensive and later you are going to need them. So if you can, keep them at the lowest level, and then when you need, you change one by one the production method to paper. I mean to administration, whatever is this. Also this number Also, the bureaucracy number should be always positive. If it is negative, you're going to be losing a lot of money in taxes. So take a look at the things that are consuming bureaucracy, maybe generals or institutions, and take all the measures to keep this always positive. Another very dangerous place to look at is subsidize. Open the expenses, while my mouse over expenses, and down here you're going to be seeing subsidize. Now it's very low. You can mouse over to see what is causing these small subsidies, but sometimes when you conquer a territory you notice that the enemy is subsidizing a lot of buildings, and that will destroy your economy. Subsidies are very bad. Always they should only be used for service. That is transportation and urban centers that they also produce services. This one should be subsidized too. Okay, gold mines are a very important resource because you don't need to incorporate your province. For example, if you have a gold mine here and you just conquer the territory, you can start digging and extracting gold from those gold mines, and you will see that income in the revenue tabs and as minting. As you can see, 8.4 minting. So I'm getting a nice bonus in minting. And you have those in Africa that they take a lot of time to incorporate the provinces, but you can take away the gold as soon as possible. And to boost that minting, I recommend, if you have a special province, you can use an edict, this one, that will boost your minting there, the extraction of gold. And also super important, you go to your gold mine and you get this technology that will boost a lot your extraction and the explosives. To get those, you can get them pretty early with almost every nation. One is here is the nitroglycerins, here are the explosives, even better. But get this one first, the water tube boiler, that will boost your extraction of gold a lot. Also about trade, if you press F4 and you press F4 again, F4 again, F4, 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 this tab, down here you will see candidates for export. So you click them one by one, you sort, and you see that this one is profitable. You can click there, maybe there are two. You can go to the next one, coffee, 9, and wine, maybe wine, 5, not enough, but that will increase your use of transport. So you're going to be needing to swap your method to another port to use more, and that could be not beneficial, especially if you do not produce clippers. So it all depends if you have clippers or not. The same way, you press F4 if you are importing an expensive good that you need for your industry or your government. You are going to see it there, and you can import and save a lot of money. Maybe you are in a war and importing lots of guns. Well, if you import them, you can save tons of money, not this case. And finally, about expensive, if you go to the army tab, F5, you can remove some army if you are over. The war is over. Maybe you can get rid of some units. They will use, of course, less guns, but it's up to you. It's completely situational. You can see how much you are expending. Not too much here, but it contributes 2.3, and our income is 2.5. Another thing that you should take care is the building. Here you can, let's go to the construction. You're going to tell the system what are you going to use, iron or wood, and it all depends on the local prices. For example, if you have a province with lots of wood, maybe you can go building wood construction center there and iron on another province that produces iron. After you adjust it and make your government efficient, build as many construction centers as you can, as long as you keep this number positive. And now you must fix the big problem first. One of the big problems is the low market access. But since this province were just annexed, and they are almost, maybe they rebel again, I'm sure what they are going to happen. They are not producing yet, so I'm going to ignore this province, but keep your productive province with 100% market access. Then focus on solving the expensive government good, because the industrial goods that your industry uses is not so important because it does not affect your money directly. It affects the companies indirectly. They will pay less taxes, but you want to solve your big money losing problem first in this scenario. In this situation, we are only lacking clippers, so we can choose option 1 to change the ports to almost 0 or produce a clippers factory, but you will have to check that before, because if the lack of clippers is very low, it's not a good deal. So what I usually do is the following. I check first to have plenty of iron and wood, that is the building materials, also cotton. So I go to resources and check, for example, first iron. Then I see the prices, sort by income, and as you are going to be learning, 0.2 is super low, so it's not worth building iron. Probably if you check, you have a very good price on iron. So we are going to check wood now, that is also a critical resource, and we are going to sort, and now they are paying a lot for wood. If they paid more than 0.847 for wood, it's a lot, because these are buildings that you build them very fast, and that way you are going to lower the cost in your construction. That is super important, will increase your money profit, and so also is going to give you a lot of money. But you should check if the problem is okay. Now it's kind of a colony, so it's not going to be paying taxes, but let's take a look at this second one. It's going to be paying 1.0k, that is a lot, and we are going to see that we have no there, so it's a very good place to build, since the local price should be high. And if you're going to be build in a province that you already have one, make sure to click the button in the left side. This will show you that this province in this example is full capacity, full income, so it's a very good deal, and build one there too. Take note of this example, very important. You click the building and you keep the ranches, so you sort by income. The ranches should be paying 0.4, and here we have ranches that are paying a lot of money, so we are going to just have the workers, everything looks okay, so you may be tempted to build a ranch, but don't forget to follow my advice and click here first. And as you can see, the ranch that was building there, we have 9 ranches, and they make, despite the profits is high, they have no employees. And why is that? They say that they cannot hire and wait a few days, and the reason of that is because I have tons and tons of buildings in this province, and despite the message, let me show you the message again, the construction message, logging camp, Corrientes, and as you can see, there are no free peasants. Peasants are the lowest strata. They always take a better job, but they all have good jobs and they are well paid. As you can see, they are 4.0, 4. So they are not taking your job, because despite makes a lot of profit the camp, they have better jobs in the profit and they are not going to take it. So make sure to check that data first. To resume your building strategy, first you should check your essential buildings, and that is iron, wood and cotton. Also maybe you need glass, you need tools, you need steels, and check the profit and take a look. Now we are going to check, for example, steel, just how to see if things are okay, or maybe trains. Now here we have steel, we check steel, we sort by, and as you can see, 0.8 is, it takes a long time. We are going to check this one, 0.7, but the good news is that they are managed by capitalists, and capitalists reinvest a lot. But we are going to click anyway, and yes, and you can see they are at full capacity, making a lot of money, so it's a good idea to build here. Always check this, that this should be full. If those lines are not, this line, upper line is not full, do not build. So go first by the priority items. If you don't see a nice profit in the priority buildings, start checking one by one, but always before building, check that the building, as you can see, 0.9 is a lot for this type of building, but we are going to check anyway, Uruguay. And yes, as you can see, there are so many buildings in Uruguay that despite the this company could make profit, they don't want that job. The problem could be that the people there is not fully trained, but this is not the case. I have my institution of education very high, so everything is okay, no problem of not able workers. So I have in the check system, in the export, check always from time to time what you can do. I never recommend exporting wood, but here, as you can see, we can make some money with wood, a lot of money, 61. So it could be a good idea, but you can fine-tune the system a little bit. You click there and you have these options to put taxes on enter both ways, or importing, exporting, so you can play with this a little bit, but maybe you raise the taxes too much and you lose a deal, they start buying somewhere else, but it's up to you. Check if this works or not. And also very important for making money is in the loss you have laissez-faire. That is the best because it boosts your investment pool. I made a video on the investment pool. That is basically how money your people is reinvesting in your industry. And well, that law is very good because you have here, this is the private sector that is constructing this, and they start gathering money here. You can see the faster this number grows, 15%, so on, is that more money and that more people are putting money in your investment pool. And you have some laws too that are important for that. The posting savings, they are in the social tabs tab. This is for growing. Without this one will boost your investment, and this one too, super important. If you have this one and you have laissez-faire, your economy will start growing and growing without you needing to do anything. That's all. If you iterate all the time through the checklist, you are going to be starting growing and growing, unstoppable. And if you find this useful, please leave a like, consider subscribing and checking the channel. You're going to be seeing there a lot of information about Hearts of Iron mainly. And if you don't know, my name is Tino. Have a great day. Bye bye.